Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and in this video, we're going to look at some of the highlights of the Cruiser 67 from Vicem Yachts. It's the smallest yacht Vicem builds in its 4-boat Cruiser series, but she has the same remarkable all-wood interior found in her large stablemates. She measures 68 feet long with an 18-foot 1-inch beam and a draft of 5 feet 9 inches. She has a displacement of 114,000 pounds and carries 2,110 gallons of fuel and 300 gallons of fresh water. She's powered by twin Volvo Penta D13 1000 inboards. Since we haven't tested this boat, the builder tells us that the Cruiser 67 has a top speed of 22 knots with a best cruise of 14. Once we test her, we'll be able to determine what her cruising range would be at displacement speeds. The vessel is built to CE Category A standards. Like all Vicems, the Cruiser 67 is built with cold molded construction. This is a method of build that's ideal for custom boats or for people who want all the advantages of a fiberglass boat without some of the disadvantages. For example, many fiberglass boats, particularly the ones with cord bottoms, are easily punctured. Cold molded boats have layers of thin wood set on diagonal and glued together with West System epoxy resin, and both the inner and outer layers of the hull are covered with fiberglass and epoxy. Now let's take a closer look at this intriguing motor yacht, starting with the flying bridge. It's divided into 3 sections: the helm and companion seating forward, entertaining area in the middle, and the boat deck aft for the tender or chaise lounges for sunning. Looking forward from the boat deck, we can get an idea of its size. To starboard, there's a settee wrapping around a high-gloss wood table for dining that divides into 2 for cocktails. Opposite is the bar with a pair of comfortable stainless steel and leather stools. Forward under the white counters to port is a wet bar with fridge, sink, and electric grill. The hardtop covers the lounge, bar, and upper helm. At night, the LED lights recessed into the hardtop and the indirect lighting under the settee help set the mood. Forward to starboard, the helm has a raised double-wide seat behind a console with dual multifunction displays and a full complement of controls, including bow and stern thruster sticks. To port is a double-wide seat with a raised backrest. Seated or standing, there's excellent visibility forward. Now let's leave the flying bridge and head down to the main deck. Making our way forward, the 19-inch wide side deck is secure thanks to the bulwarks and 38-inch high rails. Note the overhead that shelters the side decks, and its lights give the boat a dramatic look at night. The heavy-duty hawse holes and cleats straddle the single through-the-stem anchor. Behind the ground tackle is what I can only describe as a 5-foot wide front row seating that guests will love, and behind is an 8-foot wide by 6.5-foot sun pad. Now let's head aft so we can check out the rest of the Cruiser 67. The aft deck has a lounge across the stern with another high-gloss table and movable chairs that can accommodate 6 to 8 people. The overhead protects the entire entertaining area from the elements. The main deck plan shows 5 well-proportioned activity areas where an owner and his guests can gather. The Salon is the heart of any yacht, and it is here where the Vicem puts on a display for all to see its exquisite joinery work with matchbook vertical grain mahogany veneers on all bulkheads. Entry is through sturdy pocket doors. Port and starboard are classic rounded 32-inch windows, something we rarely see anymore. The overhead is 6 feet 7 inches off the deck, and note the inset soffit with indirect lighting. Facing sofas flank a high-low table. Working our way forward, it's a single step up, and on the left is a dayhead. On the right is the galley, which is open on this boat but can be enclosed European style. Remember, each Vicem is built one at a time, so anything can be customized. The galley counters are stone, and pull-out freezer and fridge drawers are under the forward counters. Note the fiddles all around the inboard periphery of the galley counter, which is something we rarely see on a motor yacht. Forward of the dayhead is a traditional booth-style dinette, another feature we're happy to see. The forward backrest swivels aft to serve double duty as a raised companion seat for guests to keep the captain company when underway. To port is a side door, and forward of that is the companionway to accommodations below. More on this later. The lower helm has a bench seat for 2 or 3 and is meant to be used with a handheld autopilot or with the operator standing, as the seat is placed well aft of the console. I'd like to see the screen console lowered for better visibility, and the bow and stern thruster sticks moved outboard of the engine controls so they can be reached by a captain docking from the side door. The Roman shades that can be dropped down if the sun is heating up the cabin is a welcome feature. The Cruiser 67 has 3 staterooms forward and a crew quarters aft with 2 bunks, a galley, washer-dryer, and wet head. An owner-operator can use this as a 4th stateroom, and I know some grandchildren who would love it. Again, this boat is almost totally customizable, so if an owner wants a different layout, Vicem is happy to oblige. The accommodations deck is reached by a curving staircase leading to a small foyer. Off of it, under the companionway, is the laundry room with stacked washer-dryer. The master stateroom has a large berth on the centerline, and the bulkheads and joinery work are all made of the rich matchbook mahogany wood we saw on the main deck. To starboard is a vanity/desk with drawers to the left. To port are sliding pocket doors, which, when open, provide light and a more spacious feeling to the full-beam cabin. Here we can see the frosted door to the water closet. The VIP in the bow is pretty much like most other boats in class, except that its dark mahogany tones make it a cozy place to read a good book or spend the night. Guest quarters have a spacious feel thanks to plenty of headroom and a large hullside window. The Vicem Cruiser 67 is built on the Bosporus Sea near Istanbul, Turkey by old world craftsmen and experienced engineers. The yard was started in 1991 and has become one of the most versatile in the world, building yachts from 46 to 150 feet in fiberglass steel and cold molded construction, and its quality of craftsmanship is known worldwide. It probably builds more cold molded boats than any other boat builder, and therefore, buyers wanting a distinctive custom built yacht would be wise to consider Vicem. There is another reason. There's only one way to come out well financially on a new boat, and that is to buy at the right price. Over the last 5 years, the Turkish lira has weakened over 50% compared to the US dollar and the euro, and that means the cost of a Vicem is hard to beat. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.